Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Wednesday, the 4th of October, comes to you from Amsterdam. I'm here today speaking at the EMART conference, the energy conference. We start with the dollar. Dollar just coming off a little bit in the last 24 hours, but still in a short-term uptrend and holding that position. We see here on the medium-term chart, still bearish but recovering, and so the key thing is, can the dollar recover back? Has found support right on this trend line on the point and figure chart. And is looking just a little bit better of late. The euro still in a short-term downtrend, of course the reverse of that dollar chart, and we see that the euro dollar is actually still bearish below the cloud. Or if we look at it in the medium-term perspective, we are finding support on the cloud, but we do have these downside targets of 116 and 117 hanging over us. Japanese yen dollar is actually looking a little bit more bearish here now in the short term, although having the long and medium term charts having made the transition, so the dollar is just looking mixed at the moment. And sterling, in fact, the best performing major currency in September is now just coming back as we start October, and we see here that we are still bearish below the cloud against the dollar, and against the euro we're seeing that same thing where sterling is just clearly bearish, nudging new weekly lows. So we are just coming lower here. Quite a strong recovery in September, but still looking low. And if we look at it against the Swiss franc, we see we're bearish below the cloud here, and against the Australian dollar. So sterling weakness is creeping back in for October. Taking a look at the S&P 500 index, we see just continuing its bullishness, and we are now 2534. That's quite a long way above the 2500 level that we were toying with a week ago, so really moving quite strongly. Nasdaq still struggling to make new highs, so it's just lagging a little bit, and the Dow also just looking strong. If you just bought the Dow 30 this year, you'd be up about 14% without any stock picking. Just pick the Dow 30, so it's quite incredible. And the Russell 2000 has had a stellar run in the last several weeks, taking it to a new high, so that is just looking very strong across the board for the smaller US stocks. The futures just down very, very slightly this morning, and the same with the Nasdaq E-mini, so no real heads up as to which way the market will open. FTSE had a better day yesterday, just running a little bit higher. Still failing to make a new high, but medium term we're just getting back above the cloud. Short term chart looking better, and the 250 also looking much better on that medium-term chart, and just nudging new highs here. So the middle market in the UK looking better. The DAX also looking better in the medium term, not yet making new highs, but looking strong on all three time frames. And the Nikkei continuing to look bullish with all three charts above the cloud, short, medium and long term, with good upside targets as well. So the Japanese market looking strong. Hang Seng continuing its recovery, up another 0.75% overnight, and Shanghai market actually just looking a little bit more vulnerable, as it's just not above the cloud short term, and the same is true of the Indian market, recovering yet not above the cloud on the short term chart. So China and India just looking a little bit less strong than Western markets. Taking a look at the Australian market, diving away here, just not looking strong at all, and we've got lots of downside targets to play for on the short term. So the Aussie market not looking strong. Brent crude is coming back again at the mid-50s, $55 in a short-term bear trend, but no clear downside targets. The long and medium-term picture looks bullish still. On WTI, much the same picture, bearish in the short term, but medium and long-term looking better. US nat gas up a little bit, but still at this 290s level, below the critical $3 mark, and bearish in the short term. And copper just trying to recover, finding some support on the cloud medium term, having had a great run for the last few months. Looking to gold, gold is still bearish below the cloud. Maybe we're finding some support medium term here on the cloud, but still looking bearish and with downside targets, so no clear signs of a reversal yet. And the same with silver, or the silver is showing better signs on the short term chart of coming through the cloud. US Treasury yields at 2.32%, so just holding that 230s level. Apple still bearish below the cloud on the short term, medium and long term bullish. Google looking much better on all three charts now, bullish. And Amazon is struggling just to break through the cloud, so we're looking bearish in the short and medium term here. Facebook looking stronger as it comes through the cloud. and Microsoft also just struggling a little bit short term to get through the cloud. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.